Hello, everyone. All right, so we are super excited. We just finished the virtual Walk to End Lupus Now, and we are just finishing up the recap, and we wanted to highlight all the top teams of the 2020 virtual Walk to End Lupus Now event. First off, I just want to say we're so close to reaching our goal. If anyone out there wants to continue to reach their incentive prizes or perhaps make a donation, you can still do so. Just go ahead and visit lupusgreaterohio.org and follow the walk links to do that. We have till about November 15th to fulfill the incentive prizes that we have for the walk. So there's still plenty of time to earn your incentive prizes. But the purpose of this video is to really highlight all the teams that have gone above and beyond in the Walk to End Lupus Now event. And with finishing the recap, we have a better look at who our top teams are. So please help me welcome and thank Neil Hill for all of his efforts in the Walk to End Lupus Now. Neil Hill is a longtime lupus supporter, and we thank him for his efforts here. Definitely, he is a lupus advocate. Him and his wife Vivian are longtime supporters, and they are from the Cincinnati, Ohio area. So thank you, Neil Hill, for all the efforts with the Walk to End Lupus Now event. And let's see, next here we have Allison Wolinzik. Thank you, and I apologize if I'm pronouncing your name incorrectly. I know you guys are a longtime supporter with Team Gator Gaggles. They are from Broadview Heights, Ohio. And Allison, we thank you and your team for the support in the Walk to End Lupus Now event. Next here is Tanya Quinones Santiago from teams Dr. Q's Lupus Warriors. Her team is from Strongsville, Ohio, and we thank you so much for all of your efforts. And here we want to thank Yvonne Delgado Thomas and her team, Purple is the New Black. They're from Chardon, Ohio, and we give you guys a big shout out. Thank you so much for your support. And here we want to thank Carmen LeBoy from Team Los LeBoys. Their team is from Cleveland, Ohio, and we thank you all for your efforts. And Tina Grant, big shout out to Tina Grant and Team Mad from Brunswick, Ohio. Her and her family and team have been also longtime supporters of the Walk to End Lupus Now event, and we thank you, Tina, for all your hard work. And here we have Team JoJo's Lupus Warriors. Thank you to Team Captain Jolyssa Tedrow. She's from Shawnton, Ohio, and she's no stranger to our live posts, and we want to give her a big shout out and thank you and a big warm hug for all of her efforts in the virtual walk. Thank you, Jolyssa. Tracy Hupka, she too is a longtime supporter, and she usually has a team called Lupus Schmoopus, but this year she decided to spearhead the virtual walk solo, and we just want to thank Tracy for all of her efforts for being a top team fundraiser and supporting the Walk to End Lupus Now event. She is from Bedford, Ohio, so thank you, Tracy. And that brings us to Justina Casiano. She's actually a local lupus patient navigator for our chapter. She services the Northwest region of our state, and she's from Lucky, Ohio. We want to thank Justina and her family and team for supporting the walk and all the efforts that she's done in our state. Thank you so much, Justina. Next here, we'd like to congratulate and thank Jessica Childers. She's the team captain for Team Majestic Butterflies. Majestic Butterflies. See how she did that? How fun is she? And we want to thank her and her team, and she's from Hilliard, Ohio. Thanks, Jessica. Oh, and that brings us to my team. I want to thank my family. Each year they volunteer for all of the walks throughout the whole state of Ohio. And I'd just like to give a big shout out to everyone that supported the mission and helped this year. Thanks for being one of the top teams and supporting the Lupus Foundation. My family is one of the best, and I truly appreciate all of you. So thank you guys so much for helping us be a top team. Next year, we have Raven Dawson from Team Pam's Warriors. Her team's from Columbus, Ohio. We want to give them a big shout out and thank them as well for supporting the mission. Next here we have Diana McAloney with Team Harmony Homes. She's from Reminderville, Ohio, and she's also a longtime supporter, and we thank her for all of her efforts. She was actually the first team captain to reach 1,000, and so we want to give her a big shout out, and thank you so much, Diana. And here's no stranger to our organization, Ariel Shelton. She is the team captain for Team A Beautiful Storm. She's from Cincinnati, Ohio. And I just want to thank her and her mother, Tammy, for all their years of dedication and support to the Lupus Foundation. These two women are resilient ladies, and we thank them for their efforts. Thank you, Ariel and Tammy. And that brings us here to Tiffany Thiede. Her and her family have been longtime volunteers for the chapter. They've always dug in to help, and we're so grateful for Tiffany and her family there. They're from Columbus, Ohio. So thank you, Tiffany. Next brings us to Marybelle Moyet and her team Flare Fighters. They also have been dedicated for years to help fight the fight against lupus, and she is from Lorain, Ohio. We want to give a big shout out to Team Hellfire, Heather. This team wants to remain anonymous, and we respect that. Perhaps if you're watching out there, please just know that we're here for you for whatever you need, and we thank you for your support this year in the Walk to End Lupus Now. And that brings us to our top 2020 virtual Walk to End Lupus Now team captain, Rachel Mangan. We thank you and your team Assurance for all that you've done to support the mission. I actually had the pleasure of spending some time with Rachel and her husband, Aaron. They traveled to Washington, D.C. for advocacy a few years back. After that trip, there was no stopping this couple in helping to raise awareness for the Lupus Foundation of America. And we are gratefully, tremendously thankful to the Mangan family for their support and their company, Assurant, the company they work for, Assurant. Thank you guys so much. Congratulations on being the top team for the 2020 virtual Walk to End Lupus Now event. You guys did an amazing job, and we cannot thank you all enough. On behalf of the Lupus Foundation of America Greater Ohio chapter, we thank you. Again, we cannot thank you guys enough for the estimated 60,000 Ohioans and 1.5 million Americans with lupus. No, we are fighting for you and with you. Thank you to everyone for supporting the mission and the walk. And hopefully we'll get to see you all in person next year in your respective towns. We'll be seeing you guys soon. And again, we want to thank everyone for their support. And congratulations and way to go.